If your dog gets rowdy when guests come over and you have no way of getting them to settle down, this is the command for you. Hi, I'm Samantha, and this is part 6 of my 7-part series where I teach you and your dogs the basics of dog training. Follow for part 7. Imagine this. Your dog is super excited, so excited that they jump on every guest that comes into your door. This is the command that's going to make sure that they know what to do when those guests come over. This command is called on your bed, and it's a simple way to teach your dog where to be and how to be when your guests arrive at the door. Here are the 4 simple steps that you need to teach your dog this command, and stick around to the end for a bonus. The first thing that you're going to need is your verbal cue. You can use anything like bed, on your bed. Next, what you're going to need is a hand signal, which for me is more of just pointing directionally where I want them to go, so that way they know what their bed is. When you send your dog to their bed, you can either put them into a sit or you can put them into a down. Either way, they don't get released until they do one of those 2 things. The third is going to be your release word, which means when your dog is done with the behavior, you let them know that they're done and they can get off of their bed. And the 4th step is your praise, letting your dog know that they've done a good job. But this command is incomplete because it'll teach your dog to perform an action within this confined set of circumstances. So what we want to do is broaden that set of circumstances, and that includes things like distractions. You're going to want to practice this before your guests come over. When your guests are arrived and at your door is not the time to introduce or teach your dog to go to their bed. You want to make sure that they already know what all of the steps are to going to their bed before your guests arrive. To lock in this command, the thing that we're going to practice are the 3 Ds. First is going to be your distance. When you're first teaching your dog to go to their bed, you're going to want to be really close to your bed. That makes it very easy for them to understand the context of what it is you're asking. And then you want to move further and further away as you're sending your dog to their bed. The second D is going to be duration. You're going to want your dog to hold that position for a longer and longer period of time. When you first send your dog there, if they're only going to be able to hold that command for a short period of time. So you want to increase the amount of time that they are holding that command. The third D is going to be distraction. You want to increase the number of distractions going on while your dog is holding that behavior, which is going to increase the reliability of them doing that behavior when your guests come over, or a package gets delivered, or whatever the case may be that you don't want them distracted with at the front door. You want them holding a position on their bed. If you found this video helpful, hit the follow button so you don't miss the last video in this series.